What are the spookiest audio or video clips on the internet?
This phone call that the Golden State Killer made to one of his previous victims. The one that messes with me is the video of that one senator committing suicide because of some allegations. Very messed.
Doms of Reddit, how does it make you feel when a website or app orders you to press a submit button?
Business as usual. Submit is a command to the app. Generally the app submits. Uncompliant apps occasionally require punishment.
Angry and horny.
Click the button. What does being a Dominican have to do anything with it? As a switch I use always submit but act like a brat when doing so. I showed this to my Dom and he said by clicking a submit button he's actually commanding the website to do whatever action he's trying for, so it makes him feel good. Smiley face.
After I choke it a little, as a treat, it's honestly a refreshing change. Thanks for asking.
Try to hit it so hard so it knows my pain.
What is a good starter video game for a middle-aged man who has never really played before?
I started with a game called Super Mario Bros. A lot of people are listing some really big adventure games. Overcooked and Overcooked 2 are some of the most entertaining, family-friendly, and easy to understand games around. Everyone can play together. I strongly recommend the LEGO games. So much fun. I believe most of them have multiplayer as well.
What are some underrated things to do right before sleep?
Think about what you want to dream about.
Definitely don't read the comments from the AskReddit post asking what the spookiest audio or video clips you've seen are.
Putting your phone down and actually going to sleep rather than letting it hit you in the face as you pass out.
I always make sure I have a full glass of water beside my bed. I rarely drink it, though I feel weird not having it.
Copious amounts of chapstick.
I listen to old radio shows to stop my mind.
What is the most fucked up thing that happened in a children's TV show?
Like most of Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Remember when SpongeBob and Mr. Krabs murdered and buried the health inspector? I remember that episode of the Magic School Bus when the ginger dude took off his helmet in space after being told not to and his dome turned to ice or something like that. Spooked me as a kid.
What did your school waste money on that nobody liked?
Some of my classmates won a bunch of money for our school. Our school was one of the lowest funded schools in the district. The district took the money and spent it on another school.
My high school purchased a vending machine that only contained Swerve. What is Swerve, you ask? Carbonated milk.
A clock tower with no clock. When 65-inch TVs were like $4,000 a pop, they set about 8 of them around campus that just displayed the time. $4,000 clocks. Not to mention whatever they used as a video source to send to the display.
What do you think you're going to remember most from this pandemic once it's all over?
How education really should make changes.
That there are way more stupid people on this planet than I was ever willing to accept.
Hopefully that I didn't die.
The extra time I was able to spend with my daughter.
How some people aren't qualified to work remotely. From setting up a monitor, what's HDMI, to connecting the VPN, you never said I had to connect to Wi-Fi first. There's a reason I have a steady job.
How everyone got on the baking bandwagon just after I did. I started a new job and finally had people to eat my baking, and all the flour is gone. All the flour.
What's the scariest thing that happened in your dreams?
Maybe not that great of an idea to read this thread before sleeping, but fuck it. A spider climbed up my arm and tried to force its way into my eye socket.
What keeps you awake at night?
The fact that I have 2.5 willpower.
Regrets about the past and doubts about the future.
Reddit.
My own brain. It won't shut the hell up.
That awkward thing I did or said 10 plus years ago.
The thought of never being enough.
I set my alarm for 7:30 a.m. When I'm falling asleep, I start counting down the hours of sleep I can possibly get that night. Then it's 1:30 a.m. and I'm freaking out because I know I'll be getting less than 6 hours and I'll be a wreck the next day.
What things do you like to do in quarantine?
The same thing I like to do on normal days.
Gardening. Learn about permaculture. Experiment with greenwood woodworking. Learn how to repair things on YouTube. The only thing that makes me trapped is how little I know.
I'm going in this like jail time, work out daily, have yard time, read.
Get high.